Ready? Ready? Get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Dan there with Soulful House Nation, and this is the segment we call Soulful House Nation, our community. Most of you know me for my Monday show from 1 to 3, Soulful House Nation and Suzanne Free Zone, but we also have this community element. And today, I want to bring you a special edition. We have the one, the only, that can't be done over, Monique Latise.
Hey.
Now, for those of you who just joined us, I want to just share with you that I've known Monique for a while. I was going to say a long time.
It's a long time. It's a long time.
For a while. We've known each other for a while, and I'm just really forget about the business end of things, forget about, but just as a person. And she's just a wonderful, wonderful person. I'm so happy for her, so proud of her. It's just amazing.
Thank you.
And for those of you who are watching, this is what I really want to share with you. If you have a dream, this is the segment to watch.
Yes.
So let's do this. Let's get started. And then what we're going to do, we're going to start out with some easy stuff in the beginning, and then we'll kind of go into it. So tell us a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Monique Latise Scott, born and raised in Patterson, New Jersey. Raised in the Patterson school system. Went to school 20, Del Ave. Graduated from JFK. I'm an only child. My mom was a teenage mom when she had me. So, you know, life was a little rough. But we got through it, you know.
Well, now who was some of your early influences?
Honestly, it was a diva, Sybil, Don't Make Me Over, yes. Walk This, what was it, a Sybil song? Walk This Way? King's Son,
yeah.
you know, Hey Love, You're the Girl That I Adore. Walk On, yes. So, you know, I grew up, and these were my idols, you know. I grew up during the hip-hop era. So I remember there was a concert at Hitchcock Stadium. I want to say it was in 1987, I want to say. And Eric B. and Rakim was there. Big Daddy Kane, Biz Markie. And I remember walking around the stadium like, I need to be on stage.
So that's when it first hit you.
I need to be on stage. Absolutely.
Now, how about telling jokes? How did you get into that? Did you start out as a kid, and were you always funny, or?
You know, no, that's a good question. I love when people ask me that question because the answer always shocked them. I've always loved people, and I've always loved to gather people and kind of entertain, but not in a comical way, just an entertainment way. Like I was a rapper, I was into poetry, I was into hip hop dancing. I was like a hip hop kid, and I really thought that music was going to be, where I was able to express myself. Comedy snuck up on me like a bad habit. I wasn't prepared for it at all. I wasn't class clown. You know, if you listen to some people who know me from some areas of my life, they say, yeah, comedy is you. You always, made us laugh, and and then there's other people that know me from the more serious side that's like, comedy? You're so serious. So, it depends on what time of life I was going through, the phases I was going through. But comedy definitely snuck up on me.
Okay, now, when did you know and accept that you were actually funny?
I see. I've been doing comedy almost 10 years. I would say probably about 3 years ago.
Interesting.
3 years ago.
So in other words, let me understand this correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, it's funny you would say that because, so in other words, you were doing the comedy, but at that point you still haven't, I guess you still hadn't accepted that, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's almost like, I hate to use this analogy, but it's almost like a drug addict. A lot of times you don't know that you're an addict until, like, after you've already been an addict for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that this is something that I could possibly do. Like, this is for real. I kind of got into it and just kind of did it. Didn't think really much about it and, tried to figure it out. But one day I woke up, actually I did a show in Jersey City. And after that show, I felt like that night, I wanted to give my job my 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. But something told me to hold on. You still got a couple more years that you're invested in your job. Just hold on. But that night, after that show in Jersey City, I said, you know what? I probably could do this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, tell us about your first comedy gig. How did you feel? Were you nervous? Did it just go 1, 2, 3? You had your routines down, or how did that go?
Oh God, just the thought of the nerves that day. Okay, so the first time I ever hit a microphone, my daughter was like, "Mom, I'm sick of you talking about comedy. You want to try it, you don't want to try it, you're nervous. Just go Google an open mic and just go. We'll be okay." Because, I felt guilty. I felt like, I didn't want to leave the kids, and, I didn't really have much of a social life at the time. So I was like, I don't want to go, but I want to go, but I don't want to go, and I don't want anybody to be there, but I want people to be there. Like, I was just like going crazy in my head. So I Googled open mics, and I ran across pianos in Bloomfield. So I went there, walked in, and it was 2 black ladies sitting at the bar. And I walked up to the ladies. I was like, "My name is Monique. I'm getting ready to try comedy for the first time. I'm nervous." And they were like, "Oh my God, you are? Come on. And they sat me down. They brought me a that was my first time. No, I'm lying. They brought me a Long Island iced tea. I was going to say it was my first time having it, but it wasn't my first time. They brought me a Long Island iced tea. And I don't think I've ever been so nervous in my entire being. I was so nervous. But after that, Long Island iced tea, I was like, I can do this. And then the first comedian went up, second comedian, it was an open mic, so the comedians were going up. And I was sitting there, I was like, "Mom, you can do it. You can do this. You can do this." But I was so scared. It felt like I was going to throw up. It felt like the room was spinning. It felt like people were watching me. I was like, oh my God, I felt sick. So I went up and I did 5 minutes really fast, and the crowd went bananas. Bananas. They were like, "Oh my God, we love you, we love you." And I'm like, "You do? You sure?" Me. Came back the next week. Same thing. So the third time I came back, I said to my daughter, "Come with me, watch the crowd, and make sure that what I'm feeling is true. I want to make sure that I wasn't bugging." Okay. So I brought her the next time, and after the show, she said, "Mom, I think this may be your thing." And then that was the beginning of Monique Latise. Wow. People were telling me to change my name, because it was already, and I love my name. Like, my mother named me Monique Latise Scott. And I just love Monique Latise. And I said, I'm not changing it. Right. And I just wanted to stick to it. And I'm glad I did.
Well, a lot of times people have opinions about what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And you really got to find your own way. And I think that's real key, because in the end, you got to be you.
You got to be happy.
You got to be, yeah. What about this? Now, here's my question. What makes a great comedian?
That's a good question. I believe what makes a great comedian is someone that can observe the room. That's very key. Comedians that are able to tap into the environment. Because I've seen so many comedians walk into the room when it's time for them to go on stage, and they miss so much. There's so many jewels and gems that you can gather up by just watching the crowd and studying the crowd. So to me, that's a smart comedian is one who's very, they're watchful, they can observe the things that are going on, and they're able to repeat it. Yeah.
Well, you raise a good point, like as a DJ, especially when you do mobile stuff, you may have a general idea, but you still got to adjust.
Right.
Even if you're doing, let's say, for example, doing house music stuff, where I do that, and I like to have a general idea, but you still got to adjust.
Right.
And those little adjustments, and also, too, I look at the room and I say, well, I don't know if this crowd will flow with that. You put it out there and you say, I was right, that didn't work.
Right.
And you got to make the adjustment.
You got to make. But some people get so stuck in their ways that they don't make the adjustment. They come in with their set, and they don't care what the crowd is wanting. They're just going to do their set. And I think you do yourself a disadvantage by doing that. You may have to adjust, like you said. And great, with a DJ, you see this rock, and nobody's really jumping off of this. Let me switch to this. That's a smart entertainer to me. Yeah.
Now, who are some of the great comedians?
You know, I'm a Mom's Neighbor League fan.
Oh, yeah.
I am a Bernie Mac fan. I love, this is going to shock a lot of people. Carol Burnett is like one of my favorites.
Oh.
Yeah, Carol Burnett. She's one of my early influences. I love Kevin Hart's work ethic. I love so many people. One of my favorites is Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is definitely one of my favorites because he's an entertainer.
Right.
He plays the piano, he sings, he's funny. You know, he has great stage presence. These are the things that I admire in the comic.
Now, let me ask you this. Let's talk about your journey. And
Okay.
You've had lows, you've had highs, and,
Yes.
and these are things you got to work for. I mean, whatever you can share.
Yeah.
You know, tell us about your journey.
You know, my journey is just basically I got into comedy and I just put my foot on the gas. You know, just taking almost every gig I could take, not turning down anything. You know, there were times I would do up to 10 shows a week, you know, along with a full-time job. You know, I'm not the most aggressive when it comes to comedy. Sometimes you have to be bold and kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? My natural personality is a little bit to myself, so I think that's probably the hardest thing for me in the business, because you have to kind of be, in order to really get connected to a lot of big comedians, you have to be bold enough to go up to them and say, hey, you know, and I'm just a workaholic.
Okay.
I'm just a workaholic. Sometimes I wish I was a little bit more aggressive. If I'm doing a show with a big star, I wish that sometimes I had the guts to come up and say, hey, can I get on your next show? But I've never kind of been like that. I just kind of just want to just work and pray to God that, you know, somebody will see me with my work. But sometimes you have to be bold. Sometimes you got to, whether you're funny or not, sometimes you got to act, and I'm learning that.
Well, let me just share something with you. With Soulful House Nation, I've done easy 150 plus interviews. Some of them at length, some of them just little clips. And I would say out of the 150 plus interviews, I probably had approached 140 people. Easy. So what I'm just saying to you, especially you're listening out there and you're just wondering about this thing, you get to a point where your nerves are gone.
Right.
And I don't mean that like you know, for example, some people I approach with but you know, but what happens after a while is like your mind says, you know what, I'm doing it anyway.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, I would have to think, and I can't even think of anybody who was nasty to me. You know, I can't, you know.
Comedy's a little different, I find. You know, a lot of times when too many people are doing the same thing, you know, it's a very individual, comedy's a very individual craft, you know. I really, you know, you may be funnier than me, or, you know, so I don't want you to outshine me, so, you know, and I find that, you know, everything that I had to learn in comedy is basically just from putting in the work. You know, some people are blessed, they just, you know, are able to get shows, and they, you know, they have connections. I didn't really have any connections.
You start from scratch.
I just, you know, started from scratch and just, you know, put the work in. And sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't matter how much work you put in. If, you know, you don't get the right eye, if someone doesn't, you know, see you, or you're not in the right in crowd, it doesn't matter. So that part gets discouraging. You know, that part gets discouraging.
Name some of the people you've worked with.
I've worked with Tiffany Haddish.
Okay.
Did a show with her in Hackensack a couple of years ago, just before she popped. Yeah. I did a show with Tony Rock, who's Kevin Hart's, Chris Rock's brother. Joe Claire, one of the first shows that I did was with Joe Claire. Coco Brown, Lunell, Capone Talent, Smokey, a lot of the LA comics, so many to name. In the last 10 years, I hosted a show with Big Daddy Kane, which was probably the greatest show that I host ever in my life, because I'm a big fan of the Big Daddy Kane. I'm his baby mama. Yes. So yeah, I've done a lot of shows and opened up for a lot of people, And some people I didn't even get a chance to really talk to. You know, a lot of them didn't even see my work, because a lot of times when you open up for a headliner, they just come in when it's time for them to go on stage and then they bounce. So a lot of people, you know, I've opened up for, but they have never seen me because they came in, did their job, and they just left.
Is there anybody that you would like to work with?
I would like to have Lunel here. Honestly, I want this to be the spot where all the comedians say, you know what, there's a spot in Jersey, let me come through. Like the clubs in New York.
Oh.
I want this to be like one of the clubs in New York where, you know, comedians are in town, they come through, they call the club owner or the booking agent and say, hey, I'm in town, I'm coming through tonight. I want this to be one of the premier comedy clubs in New Jersey.
Okay. Now, for those who are thinking, this is into the follow your dream part. Tell us about what it takes, the work, the weeks, the months, the years. Tell us, like, take us inside here.
No social life, no dating life, forget it. If you're not already married and you come into any grind, dating is not existent. Well, for me.
Okay.
But the grind is sometimes you lose friends and family because you get into this work mode and it's just very grueling, and sometimes there's no sleep, a lot of driving, you know, it's a lot. It really is a lot. Am I complaining about it? No. I can't imagine even doing anything else. But it is, you know, it can be very grueling on relationships. Sometimes you feel left out even though you're busy. You know, sometimes you know, people don't invite you because you're so busy, but you still want to be invited. You know, and then sometimes people that you don't know invite you places and you don't go because you don't know them. It's just, it's a weird, and you know, I think one of the biggest things that I had to adjust to is so many people knowing me. I'm a people person. So I can see someone and want to hug and kiss you, and people say, well, what's my name? I'm like, I don't know your name, but thank you for knowing who I am. Like, that's hard. That's hard. Because, you know, people will be like, hey, Monique, and I'm like, hey, girl, what's my name? And I'm like, I don't know your name. I was at your show. Well, what show? The one in Jersey City. I was in the third row with the pink hat on, and I'm like, just take this hug and let's keep it pushing. People don't want to just take a hug and let me keep on moving about my business. I got you know me, you know my aunt. My aunt bought all the tickets to your show. I don't know your aunt. Then they want to pull up Facebook and say her, and I'm like, I don't know her.
Oh goodness.
So you know that, and I feel bad because I'm a hugger. So sometimes I'll see somebody and they'll recognize me and I'll go hug them, and they'll be like, I'm just saying hello. You know, it's weird. I have to get used to that.
Yeah, wow, it's so funny.
Yeah.
That is funny because there's really, I mean, they just have to keep up with them, but you got to keep up with everybody.
Yeah, because people get mad. You don't know me. I come to all your shows. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Then they be like, I ain't telling you my name. Then they get mad. I'm not telling you my name.
That's right.
I'm like, oh, Lord.
Wow. Oh, goodness. How about this? What maybe one or two lessons you've learned along the way doing this comedy thing?
That you have to trust people.
Okay.
Everyone's not out to get you.
Okay. Interesting.
That's a biggie for me because I'm an only child. I am very overprotective over myself. So, you know, I kind of came into the game like, you know, once you start grinding for yourself, you know, to think about letting someone in to manage you is like, I'm grinding already. You know, what are you gonna come in and do?
Right.
But in order for me to really take it to the next level, I have to let someone take the load off of me so I can have room to do, write more material, you know, study my craft, build my business. I have to learn to trust. Everyone is not out to get me, and if something goes wrong, God got me covered. I can start again. You know, so trusting is a big issue. That's a lesson that I learned, that I have to trust. I can't do it alone.
You know, just along that point of, and just to kind of separate something. Let's say, funny with your friends doesn't mean you're funny.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
People think, you know, people think, people come up to me all the time. Oh, I'm funny. I be cracking people up in the barbershop. I be cracking people up at work. I be at the family reunions killing them. That does not make you stage funny. Okay. Being on the stage is a whole different ball game. You can be funny, but you're not able to control the crowd. You know, comedy is about really, I hate this, I can't tell you all my secrets, but it really is about crowd control. Being able to control the laughs. Then you gotta bring the laughs down. Then you gotta build the laughs back up. You gotta know when to do it, when the laugh is. Sometimes you can do a joke and you don't feel like, you know, the laugh is not hitting the way you want it. Then you gotta know, you gotta bring it back up. You have to, it's almost like a mastermind, like a puzzle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's art and science, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you can be funny at, because I get this all the time. You know, when people see me, oh, I got a joke for you. And I'm not a jokester. Like, I'm not into jokes. I tell stories.
Okay.
So when people see me, they always have a joke for me.
Okay, so that's a real important point. Separate jokes from comedy.
Okay.
I mean, well, yeah, separate it. Just, because, warm up, set up, punch, whatever, yeah. Help us to understand that, especially somebody who's like thinks they're funny and they're cracking all their friends up and their family members up. And you mentioned writing also.
So there's different ways that you can be a comedian. Some people are natural at just telling stories, and they can get up and they can tell you a story and they will have you dying, and they're able to relay that over to a crowd. Then you have some people who they have to write material. And that's what the material is, what moves them, and then they're able to relay it over to the crowd. Then you have people that are just silly. So they come up and they just do silly stuff, and they have a good, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the crowd accepts, their silliness. So they're able to, get over with just being silly on stage. There's a lot of comedians that just come up and they be silly, and, they're able to do that. It took me years to write jokes, because I'm not a writer. And it took me years to, a comedian had to sit and tell me, like, listen, you have great stage presence. Okay. They enjoy watching you on stage. When you come on stage, you command the stage. But when you get there, your storyline is all over the place. Okay. So that was me for years. Okay. And no one ever said anything. I was still getting booked. No one ever said anything. And then a buddy of mine called me. He said, listen, you're killing the game out here, but I need you to write. Once you begin writing, then you can set your setup better. That'll help you with your nerves. That'll help you with a whole lot of stuff. Because you'll already have a plan. You still get nervous, but at least you know what jokes you have in the bag, what crowd, what you can pull out, different things. You're not waiting till the day, the moment you hit the mic to say, all right, I'm going to throw this out there and it don't work, and nothing you can do because you already threw it out. So that was the best and I don't even know, it wasn't even really he wasn't criticizing me, but that was the best thing that anyone have ever said to me in comedy. You got to write material. And you say, and a lot of times you hear people say, oh, I went to go see so-and-so, they do the same jokes. Now, if you go see me at 5 different shows, you're going to hear the same joke. Okay. A lot of comedians do that because that's how we perfect the craft. So we gotta say the jokes over and over again so we can nail it. Kevin Hart does the same thing. He go to different clubs, do the joke, and then when he do his tour, he can nail it. But you can't just nail it the first time. You gotta tweak it. So you gotta do it over and over and over. So it's like marriage sometimes. You don't get married one time, don't work out. Married second time, don't work out. Gotta tweak it. That's key.
I tell you, you make this is another, wait a minute, that's actually 1 or 2, so far you gave us 3 lessons right there. There was this guy who he said it's easier to find a new crowd than a new joke. Yeah. And now what's funny is because if you go see a singer, you want to hear the same songs that you've been hearing over and over and over again.
They don't want that with comedy.
Yeah, so this is years ago, and Wu-Tang Clan was very, very big, and they just came out with their new album, Welcome to the Terror Dome, something like that. Whatever, I forgot the name, I can't remember exactly. But at the time, Cream was big and all that. So they were the headliner. They were the last group. It was in the Meadowlands. And everybody was waiting for those songs. And they just want to do it. They said, we're tired of doing all that. Also, we want to do all. Let me tell you, they got booed out of there. Woo! Because we want to hear the stuff that they want to hear. They want to rock and stuff like that. So
it's not like that in comedy, though.
Exactly.
I had someone say to me one time, I heard that already. I heard that joke already.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't play that. They want to, but we have to do it. Right. You know, that's why you're not supposed to go to every. If you go to every one of my shows, you're gonna get tired of my jokes. Somebody booked me and said, they booked me 1 week and then they wanted me to come back a week later. You coming back with the same jokes? Yes, I am.
Next question.
Yes, I am. Yeah, same jokes. So that's why a lot of times when you book comedians, you gotta wait a while. Because if you like with the club, if I bring the same comedian down here every week, I'm not giving the crowd a chance to, no, it's the same joke, and he's gonna get discouraged.
Right. Gotcha. Is there any place that you would like to play that you haven't played yet?
I would love to do international comedy.
International?
I would love to go, like London.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to go, because I think it's amazing how different countries, laughter is laughter. They get it.
Right.
So I would love to see that and experience that. I would love to go over, to France or, Paris and do comedy, perform, and just experience that laughter is so universal. I went to Mexico one time on a vacation and they found out I was a comedian, and I did a silent comedy show. And
silent? What's that?
Yeah, that's where you do comedy with your body language.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So you entertain through almost like sign language.
Okay.
So I did the spoken. There was a comedian before me, and he did the physical, and I did the spoken, and it was amazing. They got it.
Wow.
They got it. So I would love to go out the country.
How much is comedy again? How much is business?
As far as what?
As far as how much like let's say it's the comedy business. All right, so especially now with your own space and place, how much is
It's all business until you hit the stage.
Okay.
When you hit the stage, it's comedy.
Okay.
But it's all business. It's branding is business. Promoting yourself is business. Booking your gigs is business. Setting your prices is business. Turning down gigs is business. It's all business until you hit the stage. When you hit the stage, now we're doing comedy.
Okay, now let's move to the next phase here. Let's talk about your brand new venture here, the club. Finally, the club.
Yes.
Anyway, tell us about the comedy club. What you have set up, what you offer, that kind of stuff like that.
Okay.
But before you do that, tell us about the inspiration for getting a club.
The inspiration, I just kind of always, I'm born and raised in Patterson, and Patterson has such a dark cloud over it, and I just always wanted to be able to show the people in my community that there's more to life, that laughter is possible, and I wanted to be able to give my community the platform to express themselves and come and just sit and relax and laugh and enjoy good entertainment. And I just always wanted to bring that to the city. That was always, from day one, from the time I started comedy, I was booking shows. One of my first shows was at the Patterson Patterson Museum. And I remember, bringing the crowd out and just watching, so many people who had lost their children through gun violence, who lost, been victims of crime, and just seeing them laugh. So many people come up to me and they say, I never laughed this much in my life. I just lost my son. I just lost my daughter. My son got shot. My daughter got shot. My son is in prison. My daughter's in prison. And I'm that person. I'm that person. So I wanted to give people like myself the platform to just come in and just have a room of just laughter. It's always been a dream of mine.
Oh, wow. Now, just tell us about your club, the setup, what you offer, that kind of stuff like that.
Okay, so this is going to house, on Fridays we're going to have our up-and-coming comics, our headliners, and just every Friday's going to be comedy night. Thursday is going to be open mic. So we're going to have open mic. And I also want to work with people who are entrepreneurs and give people a platform to learn how to do an elevator pitch.
Okay.
So if you have a business out there, you know, because a lot of times you can meet someone in 2 seconds, you can get a business deal if you know how to run and shoot your shot. So I want to give people a platform to do that. You have a business, you have merchandise, you have, you know, you're starting a business, but you don't know how to shoot it real fast. Oh my God, this is the president of Showtime at the Apollo. How do I run my gag real fast? There's the president of Facebook, or, you know, the creator. How do I throw him a pitch real fast? I want to give entrepreneurs that platform, as well as comedians, poets, and monologues. I want to give people who are into acting opportunity to film their monologues here. I want to give people opportunity to do the listening parties here. And on Wednesdays, I want to focus on corporate comedy. Corporate comedy is where I want to bring companies in and let me do some team building activities.
Okay.
So each table I'm going to have games like spades, pity pat, chess, connect four, twister, and just, you know, encourage people to do some team building. And I think companies will like that, because sometimes I hear a lot that the morale is down. So I want to show people that, you know, you can come together, have a good time, play spades, pity pat, go home, and, you know, enjoy life.
Fantastic. When you found out that you were the first African American woman to open a comedy club in the history of New Jersey, and the history of New Jersey goes back to, I don't know, 1600, 1700, whatever it was. What was your reaction to that?
You know, it was, I was shocked, because I know that a lot of times you have to be like a musician to sometimes be recognized, you know, sometimes. And I knew that my journey was a little different. You know, I don't have any hits. I don't have any hit records, you know. Not going platinum, not going gold, you know, not going on a world tour, not on, you know, any major radio stations. But I put the work in. And that when I got the text that the city of Patterson was doing that, it blew me away. And it just let me know that, you know, there's a blessing for us everywhere. Like, God finds us everywhere. I don't have to be, you know, on Hot 97. I don't have to, you know, be at a big major record label. You know, God sees my work, and He honors people.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. This is DJ Dan with Soulful House Nation. When you want to know what's going on in the Soulful House community, listen to Soulful House Nation. And now it's time to subscribe. Push that button. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Away. Oh my goodness.
Well, I was going to ask you the question about share your emotions, but I could see you kind of welling up a little bit when you started to talk about, especially being recognized, because I mean, you've been putting in work for a long time.
And the work has just begun. Don't get me wrong. Like, I just started. You know, there's so much more work to do. There's so many grounds I need to step on, and places I need to go. This is just the beginning. You know, this is just the beginning. I don't ever want to feel like, you know, I've arrived, or, you know, I did so much work, I'm entitled. There's so much work out there to get. It never stops, never stops. So as long as I have breath in my body and I can move and grab that microphone, I'm going to keep pushing.
Now, how about this? Can people do private events here?
Absolutely. Now, I am going to be selective about those private events.
Okay, all right.
But yes, I want like listening parties here.
Okay.
I wanted to
tell us, just for those who don't know what a listening party is. Tell us what a listening party is.
So say there's an artist that's coming out with what's it called, the LP? What is it called?
EP.
EP. And you want to get their music out there. They want to tape a video, or they want to do a taping. I think this is a nice intimate place to be able to, you know, set up an environment where they can come and entertain their own guests and have people listen to their music. I've never seen that in Patterson, so I would like, you know, this to be a platform for that. I would like, if you know, if you want to book your own private comedy show, you know, you have, you know, you want to, it's your birthday, it's your, you know, you're getting a promotion on your job, you got a divorce, you're getting married, bachelorette party, you know, whatever you want to do, and you want to make it exclusive, we can do a comedy show just for you. Either I can host it, or I can book another comedian to come in and host it. If we want to have a private game night, We can have a private game night. You know, there's so many things I want to do.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Which kind of answered the next question, what's on the horizon?
I just want to make this one of the premier places for entertainment where people can come and get a good laugh, let their hair down, good energy. There's a dope restaurant downstairs where you can get your drinks and food from. I have partnered with them, so they're going to be providing the alcohol and the
Alcohol.
yes, and the food. So that works for me. You know, that works for me.
Now, share with us the days and hours you'll be open.
So Monday and Wednesday, Monique is going to be closed.
Okay.
Unless there's something special that's going on that I need to open for. But for the most part, I need a day to rest. So Mondays and Tuesdays are going to be my day to get myself together. Wednesday is going to be activity. Thursday is going to be activity. And Friday is going to be major activity. There will be times, because this is a small venue, there may be times we have to do 2 shows in a night. So Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. And Saturdays and Sundays are going to be reserved for private events. So if someone wants to do a private event, you know, we can work that out on Saturday and Sundays.
Now, you also have a VIP room, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
Oh, that's my favorite room.
Okay.
It's a nice sized room where people can come. Like, say there's a party going on in here, and you want to, you know, do a whole little separate gathering for some friends. Maybe it's your bachelorette party, you know, your wedding party. You want to enjoy the comedy show, but you also want to have some exclusiveness. There's a room that, you know, that can be set up with your food and things like that, and you can just entertain just your own personal guests. And, you know, you can mingle with the comedy crowd and whatever's going on in the main room, but you have your private exclusiveness in the VIP room.
Okay. Now, let's see. Do you have any final thoughts, words of encouragement, and other things that you want to share?
I just want to encourage anyone that is thinking about whether they should step out on faith, and if they're not. What helped me with making this decision is, what type of deposits have I made into this? You know, that helped me a lot, because I was doubting myself. Should I do this? Should I not? Then I said, you know, you've made enough deposits in your life that it's okay to step out. Because sometimes we feel guilty about stepping out on faith. We feel guilty about it. So what helped me not to feel guilty about it and not worry so much about it is that I felt like, you know, in the last 10 years and even before 10 years, I made a lot of deposits. So if something gets a little rocky for me, you know, there's other things that I can do. So you have to be creative. And if you feel it in your heart, just go for it. Just go for it.
I just want you to dial in for a minute. I'm out there, I have this idea, I'm thinking this, I have a dream. Speak to that and how important that is, and or to move on it, how it comes to you. Just speak to that with somebody out there who's watching and saying, you know what?
Don't listen to everyone.
Okay.
This time that we have an idea and we call around asking, should we? Everyone does not see your vision. Everyone won't see your vision. There are people that, because their minds are limited, and not no shots fired to that person, but they can't see that it's possible because they live a limited life. So you have to be very careful about who you speak to about your dream. You pray about it. Talk to God. A lot of times we ask God for a sign. God, give us a sign. And He's given us thousands of signs. It's when you're going to move on it, when you're going to act on it. So for me, when I made this decision to step out, I had to shut people down, and I said, I don't mean any harm, but this is what I need to do. Because you just feel it in your heart. Because some people, because they don't necessarily see, they don't understand, it's like, someone said to me today, why are you opening up a comedy club in Patterson? And I didn't get upset about it. They said, good luck. Good luck.
Okay.
And initially, it struck me funny, but I said, you know what? I'm not sure what kind of faith they walk out on, but I believe it's going to be okay. Nothing, is worse than a failure, but not trying. You have to try. You have to believe in yourself. That's so important. And not that a lot of people think that because you move in fear that you are so, oh, you're bold, you're fearless. No, sometimes sometimes I wake up and I'm like, God, what am I doing? But you can move, let fear activate you. You can move in fear. It's okay. It's okay, but don't work out. I tried.
I'm going to ask you the next question. It says, what do people say? But what if it doesn't work out? Or what if I fail?
I tried.
Okay.
I tried.
You can always get back on the horse. Right?
Yes, and then you know what? There's other things that I'm not afraid to work. I'm not afraid to work. I've worked at A&P. I'm not afraid to work. So I'm going to make money.
Okay.
Money's going to be made. Yeah. I'm going to make money.
Cash check.
Yeah. I'm going to get some money. But you always got to have a plan A, B, if it doesn't work out. There's always going to be people that sit right up in the front row to see it not work out. And they don't mean any harm. Not that these people are bad people. Everyone that does not believe you, that does not mean that they're bad people. It just means that you have to be mindful that everyone that is there in front of you is not there to always support you. Sometimes you need people to challenge you. Because if you're not challenged, then you won't grow. So sometimes you do need that ram in the bush, that person that's in the corner that's looking at you and sneering at you, because that says, you know what, I got to stay on my A game because I know that person's watching me. And that's fine.
Last question. If people want to follow you, support you, and also to the exact location where you are, address, et cetera, how do they do that? How do they support you, find you, et cetera? Okay,
so you can reach me at the location of the club is 301 Main Street, Paterson, New Jersey, Center City Mall. Again, 301 Main Street, Paterson, New Jersey, Center City Mall. And I didn't mention this, but one of the things I would like to do is, this is a beautiful mall. It really is very calm. I want to get this mall rocking and rolling. I really do. I want the city of Paterson to see a movement in this mall. Because it's a beautiful mall. You got the beautiful Fabian Theater upstairs. You have so many elements to it. So, and it's a very calm mall, but I wanted to be a premier place of entertainment. So that's one of my goals.
How about parking?
Parking, yes, there's parking. There's safe parking downstairs in the garage. Depending on what time of day you come, you may have to pay, you may not pay. But my thing is this, it's safe parking. So even if you have to pay, it's almost like going to the city. You may have to pay for parking, but your car is going to be safe. City of Paterson, we're right off of 80. Come off the highway, we're right there. So you can get us from PA, you can get us come down 80 West, you can get us from New York, come down 80 East, you can get us from Newark, come down to Parkway South, you can get us from upstate New York, you can get us from Parkway North. So we're like in the center of all major highways, so that's a good thing.
All right, well, like I said, we're right down to the wire here. We're going to close this out, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to thank our special guest.
Thank you for having me. I thought you was giving me a high five.
I would do that too. Monique, I'm just so happy for you. We've always kept in touch over the years. I know you grind. You're spirit-led, and sometimes you find yourself in a situation where some take some punches in the stomach, but you just keep going.
Yes.
And I just want to applaud you and praise you for that. And of course, you're an inspiration to me too, because we both can trade war stories.
Yes.
Woo! Anyway.
Yes, we can.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Dan with Soulful Nation, and this segment is called Our Community, and once a month we bring out different situations that's not directly music related. Next month, we're going to talk about prostate cancer. We're going to bring in 2 prostate cancer survivors who have put the word out and are also trying to help others. We're also going to do something now, too. It's going to probably be in March. We're going to do something if you find yourself in a situation with an active shooter. That seems to happen a lot lately. But most importantly tonight, I just want to say again, thank you. Monique, congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
God bless.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Dan with Soulful Nation. Get ready.
Yes. Great interview. Yes, that was good.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. This is DJ Dan with Soulful House Nation. When you want to know what's going on in the Soulful House community, listen to Soulful House Nation. And now it's time to subscribe. Push that button. Get ready, get ready, get ready.